go. Can't wait for this. Really looking forward to today. Let's get down. Let's go. Come on. You ready?
Yes. Hey, Ying Hao, and Trumpa Mary, and Victor, and Alex Cuyar. Hola, amigos. Hey, everybody.
Let's do this. All right, hello and welcome back to another 5K tennis discussion. Don't think a hurricane is going to stop this because we are going to continue to move forward. Today is Thursday, September the 24th. I had to check that because my days have all ran together here recently. 2020, and by the way, Carla looks a lot better today than she did yesterday. How do you feel?
I'm all right. I'm good.
She finds out more news on her cancer treatment starting tomorrow.
Yeah.
So we'll hope that's very positive. But nonetheless...
What's up, Wayne Chia, Jean, Matt Kane? Wayne Chia was trying to help me find the printable draw. He was giving me the inside scoop of this and that, and this scenario and that scenario. So.
And we did finally get the printable draws.
Yeah.
So we do have the printable draws, and we just printed these like 5 minutes before we had to run here. So
I actually wrote them all. He's like, "You're really gonna write them all?" And I did, because I said, "Man, you know what? Yeah, we're not teaching right now. Might as well." So I wrote them all down.
All right. We are going to do the fantasy teams for prizes, and we are going to do the tennis racket giveaway. I have a couple rackets here in front of me. This is the racket that will be given away. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it here. But if you're interested in winning Carla's demo racket, then check out the video we downloaded earlier today. And then Carla's demo racket can be yours. So just check that video out.
Oh, Djokovic said, "I want to avoid Thiem, and I got what I wanted." Yeah, that's right. Thiem's not on his side.
It's okay. I think he'll be all right.
And then what's up, this guy?
Second of all, this racket here, I'm curious if anyone has ever heard of the Niesel White Star Twin. I only came across this because it was my sister's when she was a junior. She was sponsored by Niesel back in the early 80s. And I came across this today. It's been in storage. But has anybody ever seen the Niesel Twin Star? If so, I would love to hear your reviews on it from centuries ago. Or not centuries, but decades ago. But I found this. My sister was sponsored by Niesel for a while, and this thing is relatively heavy compared to rackets currently.
These guys are already giving us the lowdown on the draw. Gene's like, Medvedev will lose early, mark my words. Of course he will. He's playing my dude, Ironman, first round.
You think Medvedev will lose to Fucsovic in the first round? What about some of the other first-round matchups? Now, this is a Wayne Chia take out there. Wayne Chia sent Carla a message. He is in Singapore, by the way. Has always been a big help to our family on a lot of different levels. But Wayne Chia mentioned that there are 4 Grand Slam champions, or major winners, meeting in the first round. So you have Cilic that is playing...
Thiem. I hope Cilic beats Thiem. Yeah.
And then you have Murray that is playing... Wawrinka.
But that's like a slap in the face, honestly. They should have given Murray a chance. I mean, how are you going to put him against Wawrinka in the first round? I was looking at the draw. Definitely the French Federation loves their players because they gave out many wild cards to the French players. And their draw is very favorable, so they really love their French players. They should have given a chance to Murray and not given Wawrinka first round.
Okay, she mentioned that the French Federation loved their players. However, I think that the French Federation or the French...
For the new guys I'm talking about. The new guys.
Has anyone heard about the new balls for this tournament? Okay, so for the French Open or Roland Garros, we've always known it as the French Open. The whole Roland Garros thing was kind of tossed out there, 8 or 9 years ago, and maybe I'm wrong, but in our families, as we grew up watching this and getting together with our coaches and families and watching it, it was always considered the French Open. Now, Babolat, the racket company and stringing machine company, is a French company. Carla and I used to have a Babolat Star 5 stringing machine, a really lovely stringing machine. We sold it when we moved here because of the heavy humidity, and we didn't want our circuit board to fry on the Star 5, so we sold it and got a different stringing machine that used to sit behind us, but we had to move it out because of mold growing in here. However, if the French Open has changed to a Wilson ball, now Wilson, love Wilson a lot, great company, but correct me if I'm wrong, and I didn't look this up, but I think Wilson is a Chicago company. I think Wilson started in Chicago in the United States.
We have a Harry Potter whiz.
Let's go, Harry Potter.
I've never seen that name. What's up, Harry Potter?
Great movie. My kids love it. I actually like it as well.
Mm-hmm.
So Babolat is a French company. When I did some U.S. Open stringing in 2007 and 2008, I had a really good opportunity to meet a lot of the Babolat reps. That's how I got turned on to my Babolat Star 5 stringing machine and had one. But my curiosity is this. How does a French tournament, and the biggest of all, one of the 4 biggest in the world, how does a French company drop Babolat as their ball carrier and shift it over to Wilson, a U.S. ball manufacturer, which probably, no disrespect to China, but surely the U.S. company is not getting their shit built in the U.S. Surely it's getting built in China. So let me ask you this. Why would France go and get a U.S. company that all the politicians and all the lawyers and everyone here is so damn crooked, so you know it's getting made in China? Why in the hell would you want to go to a Wilson ball and not carry your own ball, right? Mm-hmm. Does it make any good sense at all?
No.
Does it? Now, I know there's players that are upset about this. You know, hey, I'm used to this ball. The ball may be lighter. The ball may hold less dirt or whatever the excuse is. But my question here is for France. And aren't some of our viewers, isn't Team 3 Tennis from France? Or do I have that wrong? Remember the two
the Paris
the
brothers.
two brothers,
yes,
the Paris brothers?
France, yes.
So this question is for the 2 young, really good tennis players that watch this. Why would your own country knock Babolat out of the park and then go get a Wilson ball that has nothing to do with your heritage or your country? Why? Surely there's money involved.
Obviously.
But damn.
Probably was cheaper.
Now, why are they changing balls, Carla? Did you say number 1 because they hold less dirt?
And they're lighter.
And they're lighter?
Which
Okay.
TM says it changes the whole game, which makes the game even slower. He says that's not good for him from what I read.
Oh, no. Sounds like a shit sandwich with old-ass rotten mayonnaise and stale eggs. Why in the hell would a French tournament love it? One of my favorite majors, if not number 2 behind Wimbledon. Why would you drop your ball that is a French company for a ball that's associated with the U.S., which right now is in a really just crazy situation? It doesn't matter if it's politics. It doesn't matter if it's economics. It doesn't matter if it's the police. It doesn't. The U.S., believe me, is right now in a tough spot. Why would you drop that for this? Don't get it.
No, sir.
Clueless.
No, sir. Alex Couillard says the French Open finally has lights on the outer courts. Laugh out loud.
Good point.
All right. Good.
All right, so as we get into the show today, we're going to talk about multiple things. The couple little things that Carla and I did some research on earlier today before we started. These are quick nugget topics, and we want you to tell us whether you could care less about talking about it or whether we should talk about it. You ready?
Yeah.
Number 1, Boris Becker faces jail time for bankruptcy things and withholding information, but yet still trolls the wonderful and very admirable Nick Kyrgios. They catch my wit there, right? Does anyone care about that? Do we need to talk about Boris?
We know that Boris Becker has had many issues with the bankruptcy, the whole thing. I guess they're threatening him because he's withholding information about his assets or, where he spent his money or made his money. I mean, can you blame him? I mean, you don't really want to give your...
Does anyone care about that?
I mean, you don't want to give your money to tax, IRS, whatever they have over there. I mean,
didn't the Beatles sing a song? It's the tax man.
Nobody does. I mean, when you're making millions, it hurts too. I mean, it hurts to give away your hard-earned money. Sometimes I think these guys do it for that reason.
Don't know either person.
He spent the money on girls in broom closets.
Who said this? Who said this? Who said that?
Alex M.
Alex M, do you believe in karma? Is this karma?
Oh, man.
Sometimes I believe Hurricane Sally destroyed our house because Carla and I are tough on everybody. So maybe...
No, it was more like the owner should have fixed it. It was rotten. And it has nothing to do with karma there. Matt Kane said, I was quite interested, actually. Ha ha ha. Victor says, what about the Boris versus Kyrgios Instagram Twitter feed?
That's what I'm talking about.
I saw that. That was hilarious. I saw they interview him. I was like, oh my gosh. First of all, Boris Becker no longer looks like Boris Becker. He looks like...
Have you seen Homeboy's elbow?
He's aged so bad. And I used to love this guy when I was a kid. He was like my crush, when I used to watch him dive at Wimbledon. And now I look at him and I'm like, what the hell was I thinking?
he's got a growth on the elbow that the orthopedic needs to check out and saw that shit down because that shit nasty. But nonetheless,
And you know those girls with their high cut bikinis, thong bikinis, they're not interested because, hey, Boris Becker looks good. They want this, whatever he has left of this.
I don't know.
That's what's called, you call that selling your soul.
So is it karma or not? You know, I think there's a lot of viewers out there that are from, whether it's Hindu or Buddhist faith, where karma has a big to do with everything that transpires in life. I know Rajesh Kumar would be one of those. Is it karma or do I need to just shut up and move forward? Does anyone care about the troll fest or the ongoing...
Igor says the man sold all his trophies.
I heard that.
Yeah.
I did hear that. So how do you sell... I wonder what the market value is.
But I'm sure
for a trophy that you. What do you sling it on eBay?
You have to auction that. No, you got to auction that. You go to a bank or one of those,
a bank.
One of those auction galleries. Like they have here, something Brothers. Like those high auction places, and somebody wants that. I mean, I don't know why you want it.
But okay.
So, Animal 40 said, "Let's talk about Sonia Kennan." What is there to talk about her? I mean, she got bageled the other day by Azarenka 6-0, 6-0. To me, that's telling me the curse of the first slam.
Well, or lack of interest of the match.
I don't know, man. 6-0, 6-0, you can't live that down. Mm-mm.
Is it a possibility that maybe her and her dad had a fight before the match and they got in a battle and she was just like, screw you, Dad, I'm going to come out on the court and I'm just going to look like an idiot and I'm going to make you look stupid with me? Do you think there was a little bit of conniving, bitchy attitude that Sophia Kennan actually always portrays, generally?
Harry Potter says, let's go, Bouchard. She's got an interesting...
She has a good first round match. Isn't she playing Kalinskaya?
Yeah, so they both sold their goodies or gave their goodies to...
Watch out, to Kyrgios.
To Kyrgios, so both of them are...
Watch out. Okay.
First of all, how do those girls even look at that guy?
He is looking a little more burly right now. He's got the beard going. And the only reason why we know this is because we were doing some research before we started today, and it was all about Becker and Kyrgios' Instagram feud. And then we had an opportunity to see burly Kyrgios. I wonder if burly Kyrgios has anything to do with the NBA players, which I love basketball. I wonder if it has anything to do with the NBA players that, like James Harden and LeBron, that always grow these big-ass beards. Do you think anything to do with Nick Kyrgios' current beard has anything to do with the NBA players that have beards as well?
Who knows? This is a good stat from Alex Couillard. The last time a top player lost 6-0, 6-0 was 2005, and it was when Davenport beat Sharapova in the semifinals.
Oh, shit. Davenport beat Sharapova bagel?
I didn't know that.
Dang. I bet she didn't squeal as loud after that match. Holy shenanigans, bad man.
All right. Any other articles?
Yeah, a couple of the little nuggets before we start the draws. And again, the reason why I'm putting the draws on the back burner is because every tennis channel out there in the world is going to do some draw breakdown. So, like junior tennis, we coach tennis, and every time we go to a junior tennis tournament, it's the same watered down draws, and it's the same it's the same tournament directors that water down the draws on one side and keep their students on the other side so they can have, better results so they don't get fired. It's watered down bullshit. So before we get down to potentially draws that everyone else will do, let's bring up a couple more nuggets. Number one, Johanna Konta, the number one British player, female on the women's side, has indicated that she does not think that tennis will return to normal prior to her retirement. Now, Johanna Konta is what, 29, 30 years old? What is she?
29.
She's 29.
And she's got an interesting first draw. Didn't she play Coco Gauff already and beat her?
I think Johanna Konta, just simply being a veteran.
Didn't Konta beat Coco Gauff before? I thought they played before in a slam.
I think if Konta played her again on clay, she would win once again.
Yeah, I think Coco will go down on that one.
But my question is number one, is this a hint at retirement? And number two, is this basically indicating to the tennis world that there is no sign of normalcy returning that as long as this COVID-19 thing is going around? So I caught two things from this interview. Number one, I felt like Johanna Konta is very close to being done with the game of tennis. And number two, I felt
They've never played each other. Okay.
And number two, I felt like this was a way of saying that the Australian Open 2021 will still very much be in peril like the rest of these majors. Now, who's not playing the French Open this year or in the latter part of the year? Osaka's not playing. Andreescu's not playing. Barty's not playing. Nick Kyrgios isn't playing. Could care less. Roger Federer's not playing. Okay, he wouldn't have a chance anyway. And what about the story, Jumur, the young man from Bosnia that has a Serbian coach? His coach.
Benchik pulled out today, Alex.
Okay, another one. We'll write that one down.
Name. Yeah.
Benchik's out, and by the way, Benchik can be a beast. But what about?
Who's trash? Who's trash, Rock Dog? Who's trash? Go ahead.
Oh, I love shit talk.
No, but they're talking about Chilik and Thiem here, so I want to know who's trash.
So, is there an asterisk next to this French Open? We've talked to.
Not really.
We said the same thing.
No, Osaka sucks on clay.
Exactly.
Andreescu never played on clay. Barty's the only one that I hate that she didn't play, but I think it has something to do with her country and the whole virus thing, right?
Well, from what I understand, Barty has not been able to have as much interaction with her coach as she once had because of certain restrictions in Australia. I don't know if I'm right or wrong there, but Barty, by the way, is my favorite player right now on the women's tour. I love her attitude. I love her game. I love it that she was a cricketer. I love it that that she has variety. I love it that she can win the French Open at the same time compete on a hard court or a grass court. Barty, to me, is a class act example of an all-around athlete, and I wish she was here, but she's not.
Yeah,
right?
but most of those players don't matter. They don't matter. Benchik, maybe, but she don't have it mentally tough. When is Bianca going to be injury-free? I don't know.
I heard she's done for the year. I heard she's pulled the plug for the entire year.
Well, the year's almost gone. We're in September, almost end of September, October, November, December. Yeah, you might as well.
Don't forget about the whole Asian swing that happens this point of the year.
But they've canceled a lot of that.
That's what I'm saying.
So what?
Andreescu, by the way, is worrisome in a way. She's been injury-plagued since the very get-go. She was injury-plagued in the major that she won. She has been injury-plagued in every single event that we have become to know her as a household name. Correct or incorrect? Mm-hmm. So the question is for her, can she ever become healthy? Because every time there's a pull out of a tournament or every time there's, hey, I'm not going to play this.
Bianca's only 20. She's missed a whole year, so, I mean, she still has time, so we'll see, right?
Next topic before we get into draws. Benoit Pierre being allowed to play in Hamburg or a tournament after he tested positive once again to a COVID-19 test. My thoughts on that, don't particularly care for myself personally. Why do I not particularly care personally? Number one, it's been told to us for 6 or 8 months now, however long it's been, that once you get it, if you recover from it and then you're tested again, you're no longer contagious, number one. That's what we've always been told here in the West, okay? Correct me if I'm wrong anywhere else. Number two, the world that we live in is very difficult to live in, currently especially. We have racial issues. We have economical issues. We have natural disasters on the west coast of where we live in terms of fires. We just lost our house to a hurricane, and we're sitting in the only room that basically we can sit in for very long with, I'm already sweating, but without mold jumping into our nose. There is so much disaster in the world in which we live today. And I think one of the things that I think all of us as human beings think that we can persevere through is getting sick. I think that at this point in time, that every tournament organization, every human being, except a minority of those, that they are just tired of hearing about it. They're at their wits' end. They're just like, look, if I get sick and die, hell with it. Just let me go. I'm tired of this shit. That's how I feel like everybody is. Do you feel like that, Carla?
Why are you so angry?
I'm not, but what I'm saying...
But I can tell you something, like with the whole hurricane here and people were helping each other, nobody was wearing masks, really. They kind of forgot about it. So yeah. I think that I think everybody's tired of it. I mean, you're traveling way in MCR. Are people still wearing masks over there? You're in Malaysia right now. I mean, I think people are tired of it. I mean, school's starting really soon for my son, thank God, because I'm tired of having them all in one room. Eventually we all get sick, and maybe we all have to become immune to it. Some are going to get really sick if you have health problems. So I don't know.
Look, we're not scientists and we're idiots because we're just human.
So they're still wearing masks in Malaysia.
Look, human beings are very dumb animals. I'm dumb. Everyone else is dumb. We're all dumb. If we knew what there was to know, we would be traveling intergalactic starship, light speed, and time travel. We're dumb human beings, and I don't think any of us know anything about anything. So I will be the first one to tell you that I'm stupid. whether or not one of us believes one thing or another thing, the moral of the story is that we're all in this together. And at some point in time, with natural disasters and political strife and economic strife, and people having their country bombed by countries that have no reason to be there in the first place, I think it's like enough is enough, and I don't care if I lose my leg walking downstairs. Just give me the opportunity to walk downstairs. I think everybody's tired, and I think everybody's ready to move forward, regardless of the consequences. And I think that would be the majority and not the minority. And you can shoot me and tear me apart about it, but I've lost enough in the past 7 days, like everything. And look, I just want to move forward. That's it. Am I wrong for that? If I get sick and die, I freaking die. Whatever. Let's go. You get me? All right, next thing.
Really? Okay, so he just says if he gets sick and dies, no. So if I get sick and die, no. You want me to? I mean, come on, you can't say that. That's stupid. No human being wants to say, hey, if I get sick, I'm gonna die. Unless you're freaking 100-something years old, 90-something, where somebody has to wipe your ass, then I can understand why you feel that way.
Are you gonna beat cancer, Carla?
I'm sure.
Let's go.
But I'm just saying, nobody says, if I get sick, I'll just die. Nobody says that. Nobody wants to die.
I'm just ready to move forward, and for the likes of Benoit Pierre. And by the way, I'm not a fan of Benoit Pierre. I think his beard is hideous. I think he needs to cut it. I think he needs to find a hair color and stick with it. And I think he needs to lay his damn flat collar down.
I think Benoit.
So all I'm saying is I don't blame him. I don't blame him.
Pierre is just tired of being.
He's just tired.
He's tired and he's lashing out.
Good for him.
I get it. I mean, I get it. You eventually lash out. You eventually had enough.
Enough is enough.
Yeah.
Don't tread on me. Just step off, bro. Just step the freak off. Okay?
Alex says we live with viruses and bacteria since life began. Very true.
Exactly,
we died at a young age.
Just deal with the shit.
And he says, Alex Criollo says some of the politicians in the USA have never even enforced masks. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Ying Hao says absolutely Benoit is a disgrace. He's got bad attitude, but he's tired. He is tired of it's negative, it's positive, now I'm negative, but I can't play, but now I'm positive, and now you're letting me play. So which one is it? Makes no sense.
Even though we may not like Benoit Pierre, you have to like the fact that he's tired.
Alex Pierre said, do you like James Harden's beard, Justin?
Okay, this is a great question. Who asked the question? I'll address the question.
Alex Couillard.
All right, Alex.
Me too, this guy. I am so tired of this year.
James Harden, I think, is a wonderful basketball player. I think he's a one-man show. I think when he and his longtime buddy Russell Westbrook got together, I think it was just not going to happen from the first place. You got two guys that are number one stunners that want to have all the numbers together. It usually doesn't work out well. Anyway, won't get into NBA too much. However, I was born a Lakers fan way before LeBron. I'm talking James Worthy, AC Green, Magic Johnson days, and so forth. Obviously, I'm on board with the Lakers, but not because of LeBron James there. She's a LeBron James fan. I became a part-time Lakers fan because of him, but I'm a Lakers fan because I was born there. So Harden, I wish well, but he's too much of a one-man show that wants all the money, and therefore the salary cap gets hammered because he wants all the money, and his supporting cast therefore can't be that great.
Pay is playing, G.
All right, last nugget before we get into the draws, okay? Now, we all watch these majors, and we all listen to commentary or commentators wherever we may live, okay? So here in the U.S., we are absolutely blessed. That's a freaking farce. That's a comedy strip. That's witty. We are blessed with listening to John McEnroe, Mary Carrillo, and Chris Evert for the majority of the time. And who's the other one? Jim Courier. Jim Courier is not too terribly bad. But number one, here was the breaking news on the U.S. media today about the French Open. Breaking news. Ooh, everybody get petrified. Don't piss in your pants. But Mary Carrillo will be doing her commentary in a private studio in her place in Connecticut. Holy shit. Do you actually give a damn where Mary Carrillo is doing her damn commentary in her private ritzy studio in Connecticut because she's too scared to be amongst the 1,000 fans that are being allowed to watch the French Open? Do you give a shit, Carla? Do you guys give a shit? I could give a rat's ass.
I've actually met her in person.
I'm not saying
Mary Carrillo, I met her when I was 14 years old. I was 14 years old, and I won a scholarship to go to Nick Bolletier's camp. I was sponsored by Reebok, and we had like an award ceremony. I think the other guy's name that won it for the boys was like Jeremiah, and I met her, and I actually thought out of most of the people I met, she was actually a pretty decent, cool person. She talked to everybody, and not just for a little while. She wasn't fake for a long time. She is older, so maybe she's scared. And, a lot of people really believe that they can die from this, and there have been deaths, so who knows?
I've heard the same thing before. I have heard that, a wonderful person I've never met. But what I'm saying is this breaking news in the United States of America right now in sports tennis news. Is this breaking news? Like we actually give a damn where someone's doing their commentary. Now, number two. Here was the other breaking news today in tennis news as we look it up here. John McEnroe will not be there as well. He will be doing his commentary in his private Malibu, California home. Now, I was born in San Francisco. Our family, my dad was a doctor. We had to move out very young because it was too expensive for us to live there. Does anyone give a damn if McEnroe is going to be in his private Malibu home in California doing commentary? Do you care?
Not really.
Do you give a shit?
Not really.
I can give a rat's ass. Look, you might as well go hang out with the homeless people that surround Malibu and entire Los Angeles County. McEnroe, drive your happy ass to downtown Los Angeles where the Tower Records building is and take a concentric ring circle around everyone there. There's hundreds of thousands of people homeless there, but you're going to do your French Open commentary and make it top news because you're doing your commentary in Malibu? Man, screw that. I damn sure would rather listen to Cam Williams do his commentary because McEnroe's shit sucks anyway.
Ajinkaya Karpi says John McEnroe should be nowhere. Laugh out loud.
Thank you.
Alex
Who said that?
Ajinkaya.
Let's go.
Alex Guillar says Pam Sharper commentated to the U.S. Open from her home as well for ESPN. I didn't know that. I didn't really miss her. This guy said, I wish they would leave out the private mansion thing.
Yeah. Okay, now here's the third nugget. Keep reading comments. But Chris Evert. Carla, look, I've never been around Chris Evert. Personally, she earned her titles where she had like 17 majors or something.
Team Girl said, this is sad when the crap makes breaking news.
Okay, now Carla has firsthand knowledge of Chris Evert's snootiness. Chris Evert will snoot her nose up. You don't have a Porsche. You don't have a Navigator. You don't have a Mercedes. Get away. So I wonder if Chris Evert's snooty self will do.
Do you guys want me to do the cat eye thing like she does? Do you want me to put that thing?
Paint
and then
paint
maybe like
eyes?
My cheeks up.
Whatever.
Like paint my face really, really light.
Chris Evert, time and time again, as a trio with these commentators, it's usually a Carrillo, McEnroe, and Evert trio on the tennis channel, right? So you get your ass puckered up with a whole bunch of shit. But since McEnroe's release, he's doing his in Malibu, and since Carrillo mentioned she's doing it in her own private studio in Connecticut, I wonder if Everett will finally release that she's going to be stuck up on her mountain somewhere in Aspen. No disrespect to Aspen. I've always wanted to ski there or snowboard there because I grew up snowboarding, but I can never afford to drive into the town. I wonder if Everett will show up
Michael
there.
Walk is telling you 18 majors, over 120 titles for Chris Evert. Yes,
I agree.
She has a great.
I love you, Mike Walker. You can't disagree with the facts. I'm just saying she is habitually known as being very snooty. And that's factual. Her facts are the majors, but
Ola Bimpe says commentators get on my nerves. They're too biased.
Let's go.
Michael, you said I like Rondo because I wish I had his body.
Who did?
Rondo for Lakers.
I do like Rondo.
I don't even know who that is. I gotta look at the name.
Rajon Rondo. He's a point guard for the Lakers. He got hurt early. He kind of dipped out for a minute and came back. He won a championship with the Celtics, right?
Okay, he's not good looking, but okay.
I mean, he's a good point guard. I'd rather have Isaiah Thomas in there. But anyway, let's go Rondo, I guess. I'm not a huge. Again, I was a Lakers born into the Lakers family in a way. I could pick a lot better point guards over the years than Rondo, but nonetheless.
Cam Williams is the best. Gene says.
Yeah, I agree with him. I agree with him totally. Why? And look, we have no affiliation whatsoever. How I got to know Cam Williams had nothing to do with tennis in the first place. Carla and I, we have like 3 hustles. Won't get into all that, but one of them is buying and selling stuff on eBay. And for a lot of the time, we would look at how to buy stuff from international places because maybe a better deal than you would get here and how to flip that. So for a lot of years, 10 years, Carla, we really put a lot of hustle into flipping stuff on eBay. Mm-hmm. And I came across Cam Williams' channel because he was in Australia doing the same thing. So not only is he passionate about what he does, he's not silver spoon fed. That's a fact. And he has a positive way of addressing his people. I think that's what life is about. You could struggle enough to buy and sell stuff to get by on a platform like eBay. But at the same time, you can wake up at 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, and stay up for 12 hours to deliver play-by-play to your people. That's what I call a freaking soldier. Let's go. Period.
Alex Rio says, I like Shanda Rubin and Lindsay Davenport for the Tennis Channel. You know, those two,
I agree.
I met them at a very young age. And I can tell you those two girls, they were, you know, they came up in juniors together, professionals together. They were the nicest, sweetest ladies I've ever met. I was a teenager at that time. My best friend and I, we went to, we were in, Jesus, I forgot where they played the bubble in New York. What is that? They played, you can
Billie
see
Jean King Stadium?
No, in New York, you can see the two bubbles. Help me out, Michael Walker.
Michael Walker, what's up, bro?
You can help me out with this. You know, in New York, when you're crossing the bridge, you can see the two bubbles in the wintertime. They're two tennis courts. What's that area called?
Is that Corona?
No, it's two tennis courts. You can see the bubble. They're out like by the water. Anyways, they were sponsored by Prince at that time, and I asked them for their signature, not once, not twice, but many times, bugging them, and they always had a smile on their face.
Yeah, unlike Chris Evert.
Mm-hmm. 1OM says, move on. What do you mean, move on?
That's all right. Much love, bro.
What do you guys, Ajinkia says, what do you guys think about Paul Anakin on Tennis Channel? I think he's a great coach, and he's very smart. Definitely knows how to coach. Definitely knows the game really well.
I love the move on shit. You know, anybody new jumps in and they're like, move on. Like, we give a shit. Just freaking tell it like it is. What do we got to lose anyway? We just lost our fucking house.
Oh my God, Justin, stop cursing. Anyways, Team Grove said, I found you guys through Cam. Well, I'm glad that you found me through him. This guy says, how do you guys attract customers for your tennis coaching? Honestly,
word of mouth.
Word of mouth. I can tell you I don't advertise or anything. Reason why we haven't coached this week, the island is open, is because my mind is not there. And I don't want to be fake, and I don't want to say, good shot, beautiful, and I'm lying to them. You know, I have to really be into it, and I'm not into it.
All right, so how Carl and I met in the first place, and I'll make this quick.
Hey, Sister the Queen.
I love you.
She says, sending love to you both and praying for your family.
Sister the Queen, by the way, you're my second to Carla. Every time you're around, I just think of poetry. She's poetry in motion. Much love, my lady. Carla and I met because I was a member of a coaching curriculum or a coaching organization, and Carla was just coming out of a divorce or trying to get through one, and she was trying to be a coach in the same organization, obviously leaving out the organization. So she messaged me from Florida, and I was in Alabama, and she messaged me, hey, you know, I'm trying to get through these tests and these panels and these certifications. Can you help me do so? So Carla and I met, and before you knew it, we were one and the same. But how Carla and I have gotten to have, I guess, a semi-successful coaching business is word of mouth. What we do when we coach is not come out. We've mentioned on this show before that we come across coaches from all over the world, and no disrespect to some of them, but some of them just have an accent, right? Some of them come to country clubs here, and because good shot, you can do this, you can do better, oh yeah, that's so good. Not disrespecting accents, I don't know what accent that was, but so many clubs buy into that shit. They think if this person speaks with this accent, then they have to be a great coach. When I met Carla, by the way, I was at a country club in Montgomery, Alabama, and I was like 1 month removed from a shoulder surgery, 3 places, labrum, supraspinatus, and in the front, tore it, and I was asked to go out and play a doubles match with some of these country clubbers, and I kept telling them, I can't play. I can serve underhanded, I can maybe slice a little bit, but I can't rotate my shoulder. But if you want me to play, I guess I will. But no sooner than I went out on the court and was hacking balls around, I got fired. So what I'm saying is coaching in the U.S. right now is really subpar, in my opinion. There's a few good ones, but most of the coaches out there simply have, would you say, Carla, am I right or wrong, some accent and maybe got their certification, but really don't give a shit about who they're coaching. Am I right or wrong, Carla?
Right.
So I guess the moral of the story is what Carla and I have done is we'll get, whether it's a young student, a 2-year or a 3-year-old or a 70-year-old, when they come out on the court, we're going to push them. We're going to push them within health parameters. You know, we're not going to make someone have a heart attack or blow out their ankle, but we're going to push them, make them feel alive. You can do better than that. I don't want you to sit down and get water yet unless I know that you have to have it. We push the envelope. So,
Yeah, usually we don't just feed. It's rare that we go on the other side to feed balls. I mean, usually the reason we both of us do it together, and we might change that, but is because one can see what the student is doing wrong. Are they moving wrong? Are they hitting the shot wrong?
grip.
In grip, Justin motivates in a different way from the way I motivate. I think I talk less than you do. You talk more.
I just get in their face.
He talks a lot more. I'm more of show them how to do it. Good question, Matt Kane. Coaching question. How many hours a week would a beginner need to do lessons or to play tennis? To do lessons, if you're a beginner, I would advise for you to take twice a week. But you must be out there on the tennis court at least 3-4 times a week training.
Do you know?
Because lessons alone don't help. You have to implement whatever you learn.
Do you know what my father would have told me when I was young, starting at the age of 2? I won't show you the picture back there that I showed 1,000 times. Do you know what my dad would have told me if I was done with my studying, that is school, and I wasn't on the tennis court? Do you want me to tell you what my dad would have done to me if I told him that I practiced enough for today? You know what he would have done to me?
They're calling you. Mortagaloo. Rant from Justin is coming.
Let's go. That's how I get down. My dad would have beat my ass. Look, I don't give a shit if I got done with my homework and it was midnight. If we had a tennis court in the backyard, well, not really. It was like a half a court. But if my ass wasn't out there serving, and by the way,
yes. You should definitely hit, Matt Kane. Even a wall would help you at this point right now. Do y'all coach recreational players or just juniors? All time.
Matt Kane, by the way, won one of our tennis rackets. Matt Kane won the tennis racket giveaway for Wimbledon, I think, last year. And I think it was, right? And then he's from London. Wonderful musician, by the way. So if you haven't seen Matt Kane's Instagram page with his music, wonderful musician. I just want to hug this dude. Give this guy a kiss. I love that guy. But nonetheless, he's very inspirational.
But I gotta say that Matt Kane is very clean cut,
silky smooth,
and everything.
Yeah,
he dresses well. Reminds me of one of those preppy guys you see at college.
Oh yeah. Okay, let me ask you a question, Carla. Who's more silky smooth, Matt Kane, Fabio Fognini, or Benoit Pierre?
Oh no, definitely Matt Kane.
Matt Kane. Let's go, Matt.
He said, "I got a ball and a rope thing. I've been playing once a week. Love it so much." Those are good for beginners. Yes.
Until the rope tangles around your neck.
Once you start hitting the ball hard, they're no good for you. But those are good.
Yeah.
But Alex said, bombed out swimming pool prove effective for tennis practice.
Who said that?
Alex M.
Alex M. I'm only going to pause here because this is a poignant message. Now, he makes reference to bombed out swimming pools. I know a lot of people, they hear about Novak Djokovic and they hear about players like Helena Jankovic or Ana Ivanovic, and the list goes on. But when people make reference to this thing, this is one of the things that really resonates me from an absolute freaking Vajda patriot it just fires me up. Why? Because a lot of the Serbian players that we see today, and surely there's Bosnian players like Jamur and people from Croatia and so forth. But if anyone doesn't remember, when I'm not going to get into politics or anything like that, but does anyone remember the war that took place and that point, in that area of the world at that point in time? A lot of these players had nowhere to go and were taking cover and drained out swimming pools so they could take wall practice while bombs were flying over their heads. So yeah, the U.S. was testing F-117 stealth bombers and dropping laser-guided munitions that fell off target on a practice course. But these people were actually playing in swimming pools because they knew the only way that they had a chance to get out was to absolutely work hard. Now, everyone asks me, why do I like Serbian players so much? Why? Number one, my father was military, a pilot, flight surgeon in the military during Vietnam, 3 tours or more. All right? The fact of the matter is that shit hit the fan there, and the people still figured out how to work their ass off and make the best of the situation. Am I right or wrong?
Yes.
So, why do I like a lot of the Serbian and Croatian and from that Eastern Bloc players so much is because what we put up with, like we lost our house in a hurricane. I got mold on my ceilings. But is that worse than a damn F-117 dropping bombs in my living room? I think not. So why do I care about them so much? That is why. Because they're patriots and they're fighters. When people mention Novak Djokovic and why does he break a racket so much? And why does he lose his cool so much? It's because of what his upbringing has seen. And until we understand that, I don't think it's very credible to have a different take on that. Read some history books, read some military warfare history, and understand the genocide that happened there during these times. Period. Am I right? Well, she might not even care anyway, but let's go. Come on.
I do agree with a comment someone out there said that Americans should learn how to play on clay. So true. That was my least. I hated clay. Hated it. So yeah, we should learn how to play on it.
Right now, the American men need to learn how to play on anything.
That's what Alex Couillard said. American male tennis players. Well, he said they're so spoiled.
Shit.
Anyways, let's go to the next thing.
Let's go.
What's the next thing, Justin?
All right.
The draws?
Yeah, let's get into the draws.
Men and women, guys. Whoever says men or women first, we'll go with that.
Let's go.
So someone put something.
Tired of
Have you guys ever played on grass?
Yes.
One time.
Yes, a couple of times in my playing career. Number one, the first time I played on it was an AstroTurf. And actually, if anybody in the Mobile, Alabama area is watching this, I think Mary Michael's dad, who wrote the book, I forget the name of the book, but at the Mobile Tennis Center, right here in Mobile, Alabama, they had AstroTurf courts for a while that were kind of topped with some sand. So I played on AstroTurf, but in Southern California, we had a couple opportunities to play on grass. A very interesting surface. The only thing that was kind of odd for me is, well, not odd, I think it's great, but sometimes you see these people, these country clubs these days, and they're dressed in all white. I think it's great. But if you're in the year 2020, if you still can afford to go to a grass court country club here in the U.S., and you still can afford to wear all beautifully pressed, all white, then you're silver spoon fed. And I think that sounds really shitty. I don't mean to say that. But the clubs here in the U.S. that still have the ability to play on grass or to play their platform tennis or to walk in, and a lot of them are in Connecticut area, by the way. In Connecticut, they have quite a few of these things, platform tennis and all grass. And if you don't wear all white, you got to get out. And the membership just to be at the club is like $30,000 a month. I just can't get down like that. I would rather go to Serbia, respectively, much love. I would rather go to Serbia and hit some balls against those swimming pools that were bombed out than I would rather to go and play in some of these freaking absolutely silver spoon fed.
What's up, Mondo?
I just would. I would rather go hang out in those swimming pools that were bombed for really no reason outside of politics than I would to go to Connecticut and hang out with a bunch of snoots. Sorry.
Are public courts in the U.S. free to use? Many are.
Some of them.
Many are. In New York, back in my days, yeah, they were. But we gotta get to the draw.
But you can't coach on them. Carla and I, we lived in Montgomery when we first met, Montgomery, Alabama, and there were some public courts, and we started putting flyers out on.
That's because they want to monopolize.
So let me tell you the story. So Carla and I decided that we would start putting flyers out on people's cars, and we would say, hey, if you're interested in tennis lessons, call us. So we started setting up tennis lessons. Now this was early on in our private coaching careers, and not when we were coaching for clubs or whatever. So Carla and I put flyers everywhere, and we said, hey, we'll coach you and we'll meet you here XYZ time. And we did that. But a month or two later, Carla, what happened? The local country clubs that were losing lessons because we were coaching on public courts made a petition to the city that made us get kicked off the courts and said, unless you were there to play with your own kids or anything, you could no longer teach there because now you were teaching for money. So, yes, you can teach on the courts.
You guys are getting this dude started. Let's go to the draw.
Shit. Tennis in the United States is all jacked up and it sucks. And that's why
you can play for free. There are many states that have courts that no one even touches.
But you can't get coached unless you go to some dickhead's fucking club.
Oh my gosh, shut up.
It's truth. Am I right or wrong? Is it truth?
Oh my god.
Is it truth?
Anyways, let's go to, so what was the first person? First person said men. We're going with men, Victor. Someone said this draw suck.
For who?
We don't need to go over the men's draws much. Laugh out loud. Draw sucks. Mondo said draw sucks.
Okay, so can we make the men's draw?
Let's go to draw. Shh.
Yes,
I agree with Eugene.
Can we ask a question? The men's draw, the number 1 seed is Novak Djokovic. The number 2 seed is Nadal. Is that the tail? Is that what the final's going to be? Then we can just stop the men's and move forward to the women's.
That's not going to be the tail, though.
All right. Do you think that's the tail?
Let's look at the men. So we know one, Djokovic. That's why the U.S. have so many top players, right?
Yeah, they suck ass.
Anyways,
Bunch of powder.
Number one, Novak Djokovic, and Nadal's on the other side of the draw. So who's on the top half? We got Djokovic and Tsitsipas at the bottom.
Well, you got Hurkacz in there. Is Hurkacz a threat? Could be.
Could be.
Okay. Let's roll down a little. Is Karen Khachanov a threat?
No.
On this surface?
No.
Is Bautista Agut a threat on the surface?
Many of you guys said yes. You know, my interesting match, I think Christian Garin and Koshar are going to be that's going to be a good match to watch. I would watch that match.
I think all of them will be good matches, but I'm saying, are they a threat to Novak?
I don't know, because look, Bautista Agut has Gasquet. Gasquet in France can do some damage.
Did Novak Djokovic play exceptionally well in Rome? Did he, Carlo? Did Novak Djokovic play exceptionally well in Rome?
No.
And he won, right?
He won.
Okay. So let's start the conversation over. Is Tennis Sandgren a threat for Djokovic here?
No.
He
wasn't a threat before. No.
Is Gasquet?
Hello, Sinisa.
Is Gasquet? I love her.
Yeah. Him. It's a him.
Oh, I don't know. Either way, love you. But is Gasquet a threat for Djokovic here?
No.
Is Papirin?
But let's talk about the matches. Carreno Busta plays Millman. That's a tough draw for Carreno Busta because he's not that good on clay. And Millman he'll hit the ball back a lot. I think he'll lose. Didn't we do like a video about your picks?
What picks?
For the prizes.
Well, we did, yeah, but I haven't been through. By the way, if you're just tuning in, we are going to do the fantasy team, the teams. We are going to do the tennis racket giveaway. We did a video prior to this. It's on a separate playlist. I have not been through each match.
I have.
The show tomorrow. The show tomorrow. We will tease out.
Guys, hit like. I'm curious. I saw 17 likes. Someone said it has to do with the algorithm, so I want to see. Man, there's 55 of you watching. That means there should be 55 likes, don't you think?
Damn, Carla came out knocking. Boom, boom.
Anyways.
I have no, but look, by the way, subscribe to the channel. If you're here and you haven't subscribed, just subscribe. The only reason why we say this is because the research that we've done, you would think after 2 years we already did it, but because our house got destroyed and we're trying to make.
And by the way, when MCA corrected you, your house didn't go away. You know, yeah, it got destroyed, but it didn't go away.
My question
I like Wayne Chia.
Is he still out there?
Wayne Chia, let me tell you something. I noticed that you're a very spiritual guy, and I like that about you. I'm not as spiritual, but I try to be, but I've learned that I have to be, or I should be, have more faith.
Well, you got cancer now, so.
Well, I'm not talking because of that. Honestly, to me, that's like on the bottom of my list. First is the kids in the house. That's my number one thing. My health is like, I put that like way back there. For some reason, I think I'll be fine. So I'll be fine.
Wayne Chia has traveled the world and sent us pictures. I'm inviting Wayne Chia to come here, and he's got a place to stay. Oh, I can't because it's all molded. You gotta hope. You gotta put that on hold, bro.
When it gets fixed.
You gotta put that on hold.
When it gets fixed. All right. Anyways, Carreno Busta. Don't you guys agree with me? Millman can beat him in the first round. If you're playing to pick him on your fantasy group, I don't know that I would.
I'm just getting dumber here. I'm getting totally dumber.
Shut up. You just want to go talk. I'm talking about the draw.
But what I'm saying, are any of these a threat to Novak Djokovic?
No. So, Medvedev could lose in the first round. I read from some of you guys that you said he hasn't done well on clay. He's got Fusovic. Fusovic could beat him. Not because I like him. He could beat him on clay.
All right. Well, yeah, I mean, okay. It'd be a good match to watch, but when they meet Novak, it's not going to go very well.
Struff is in there.
Okay, that's a good match.
Tiafoe, by the way.
Now, Struff and Djokovic played twice in the past few tournaments. Am I right or wrong? And Djokovic beat him one time easily, and then the other time beat him easily as well. And Struff was playing even much better than he did the time before.
I like this comment. Animal 440 says, "What I've learned about dirt floor courts through the years, if you're not like Tom Cruise on the hardwood floor, it's going to be a very short day."
What does Tom Cruise do on the hard floor?
He slides with his shirt. Isn't that risky business?
Risky business? That was like an 80s movie.
Yeah, I was born in 79.
All right.
Michael Walker said Medvedev hasn't won clay for a while. Medvedev will lose first round. Gene says. Djokovic has a beautiful draw. Tsitsipas has a tough match. Manur? Jamu Manur? That's going to be a tough match for Tsitsipas.
But what I don't understand the conjecture here is there's two players in this tournament. Shapovalov,
I give him a shot. I'm dreaming.
I'm getting more.
What about Rublev? What about Rublev on clay?
Is this their? Can you go to Google or something and tell me how far Rublev and how far Shapovalov have been at the French Open since their very young careers started?
I don't know.
And look, there's only 2 players in this tournament I think you can count on doing well. I would assume so. Nadal, Djokovic.
Obviously, but look, good for Serbia. You guys have a lot of Krajinovic has a beautiful draw.
Lajovic, Kekmanovic.
I mean, they have. There's one player that does. Kekmanovic doesn't have a good draw.
Well,
No.
he'll soldier it out.
But anyways, yeah, you're right. Djokovic, here you go. Here's a present. You're making it to the final, buddy.
So what?
You're making it to the final. You know why the French Open said, let's give you a chance. You got disqualified from the U.S. Open. You need to be in a final. There you go. Happy birthday, Djokovic.
Okay, here's a first round matchup. Who wins? Does Jen Leonard Struff, the very talented German, does Francis Tiafoe beat him in the first round?
No.
I don't think so either.
No, we already went through that. I mean,
all right.
Szabo plays Simone. That should be a test, but he should beat him still.
Yeah, I think one of the most intriguing first round matchups, just for shits and giggles, is Shapovalov and Gilles Simon.
Yeah,
But I still have no idea how in the hell the French Open sacks Babolat as a ball carrier and then goes with Wilson. Someone is getting paid off up in here.
Now this side, this draw is full of players. Here we go, the second one. Let's go to the second
All right,
one.
let's roll.
You got Monfils. He's not gonna be Nadal, but he's got a tough match. Bublik is a tough match, by the way.
Yeah, it could be a good match.
You got Schwartzman Kekmanovic. What a terrible draw for Kekmanovic. I think Schwartzman will beat him.
Hey, look. No.
Wawrinka
I actually think that Kekmanovic will beat Schwartzman. Why? You know, there's a little height differential there.
Who gives a shit
Homeboy's
about
like
height?
a nugget, and Homeboy's a little taller.
Yeah, but little homeboy can hit the ball back and forth.
Number
Side to side.
one.
He's like that mosquito that you're like, or the fly that keeps going at me. You're like, get off me, get off me.
Yeah.
Get off me,
I don't think Kekmanovic, in his historical perspective of having bombed out swimming pools, is going to worry about the damn net. I'm pulling for Kekmanovic there.
Yeah.
You want to put money on it? What you want to roll?
I don't have.
How much you want to bet?
I don't know.
What you want?
What you want me to do to him, guys, if I win?
I got $20 as Kekmanovic beats Schwartzman.
Okay.
Let's go.
$20.
Logging it in.
Ying Hao says Diego wins his straights. Easy sets.
You want to take that action? I got that action.
Look at this. This is what I'm talking about. Wawrinka Murray. What a slap on the face for Murray.
Or
how they gonna treat a champion like that? How you gonna give him Wawrinka and then put Wawrinka on this draw with Thiem and Nadal? That sucks.
But you remember when Wawrinka would be matched up against Dimitrov in every first round?
Dimitrov is on this side.
I get it. So they spared Dimitrov, as they now say. You remember it was Dimitrov. That's Dimitrov because they want to add some pansiness to his name because Baby Federer never came to be what he should have became. But that's okay. But at least now it's not Wawrinka and Dimitrov, and now it's Murray and Wawrinka. Do you think the tournament directors are like, okay, let's get one of these guys out of here because, you know, I really don't expect too much of them anyway?
I mean, who here, guys, vote. Who here thinks that Andy Murray actually has a chance to go to Wawrinka? Actually has a chance.
I do, because I think they're both a little rusty and a little aged at this point. I mean, Wawrinka has been through enough personal turmoil off the court with, Vekic and Kyrgios and everything else and all this BS. Look.
Michael Walker says, Justin, nose height don't mean anything in tennis. Laver, Henin, Halep, Chang, Hewitt, Rios,
right.
If you can go play by play.
I agree. And he called it out right. One of my favorite players of all time.
Alingaya says, Wawrinka's in pathetic form.
He is.
They're both in terrible, who knows. Murray will lose. Carteri, Chang. Yeah, Chang was short. Yeah.
Michael Walker called it like it is. I have to take a step back. Thank you, Mike, because one of my favorite players of all time, whether male or female, is Justine Henin, and she was a little package.
No threat unless Novak gets Cecchinato. And Cecchinato, sister to Queen, is playing qualifiers. Can you believe that?
Did he get through qualifiers?
He has another round to go.
Roses are red, violets are blue. This channel would be nothing if it wasn't for you, sister to Queen.
Woo!
Love that.
Here's a match that I like. Goffin and Sinner. I think Sinner has a great chance.
He has a chance, but
Goffin is not very good on clay.
But he's a veteran. As long as he doesn't sprain an ankle during the match, I think he'll win.
Sinner has a great chance, by the way.
He does have a great chance. Didn't Sinner just piss the hell off of Benoit Pierre and then beat him?
Yeah.
Right? But I still think Goffin has the more veteran type, even Steven attitude. He can just stick through it on clay.
I think Sinner will win. Mark my words.
You want to bet on that?
Sure.
What you got?
Another 20?
$5.
$5.
I got Goffin.
All right. Thiem and Chilik. I'm saying Chilik takes Team down.
You are smoking something.
I'm hoping for that.
That's not happening.
I'm hoping that Master Splinter goes down.
I've heard that Dominic Thiem spends so much time on his ass in the gym that his butt is hiked up 2 inches higher than his own altitude of his
Most
spine.
girls wish they had his butt, just saying.
Huh?
The guys, I don't like him. He's Master Splinter. Good for him. He won the US Open. He deserves it. But most girls have to squat 1,000,000 times just to get the, I don't, but just to get their butt up like that.
So his ass altitude will contribute to his losing to Cilic? You're saying Cilic is going to beat him?
Yes.
Cilic, by the way, is like a...
No, Stefan, don't say that. Thiem will not destroy Nadal.
I think he could.
I think he won't.
The
way he plays Zverev? No, I don't
I think he could. Who said that?
Nah.
By the way...
It's Team Gross. I thought you became a Thiem fan. I became a Thiem fan because he was playing Crybaby Zverev.
Because she was looking at his hiked up butt. She was looking at that ass.
I was never looking at his butt.
You're talking
I'm
about
just saying, how many girls are out there know that you have to like squat a lot just to get the altitude?
So what, that butt sagging, Carla?
Not my
you
butt.
got a saggy butt?
Not my butt, no.
Your band name Saggy
Tennis
Bottom
players
Boy?
usually, if you got legs, you don't have a saggy butt, just saying.
All right, check that out.
Thiem stopped the puppy hater winning a slam. Ha ha ha.
Puppy hater?
Yeah, someone.
So
that's
Zverev? So that's a Zverev shutout?
Yeah. Chilik likes. I know. I'm just playing. Another one that I thought. Evans Daniel gets Nishikori. Poor Nishikori hasn't played tennis and gets Evans in the first round.
Good. Hey, good job for Nishikori to even be back. Nishikori is a fine young player. I've never been a big fan of the game, but I'm glad to at least see he's still trying to do something.
Yes.
But do you really think Nishikori has a shot in this tournament outside of a round or two?
No.
All right.
No.
Anyway.
Let's go to the women's.
Let's go.
I'm at 19%.
And wait, but by the way, at the bottom, we can't forget about Rafael Nadal.
No,
here's my question.
Let's see Nadal.
Here's my question. Will Rafael Nadal win this French Open? I don't think so. I may be wrong. I think he's the favorite if you're a bettor.
But his draw still looks good. I mean, you're right. This is a Djokovic-Nadal final. This is destined. You would be stupid not to put that.
Okay, let me ask you a question. If Novak Djokovic right now played Rafael Nadal, let me put this into context. Not how he played Schwartzman or not how he played during Rome, but he was a little bit frantic, I would think you would say. He didn't play his best tennis, but still won the tournament. Let's say Novak Djokovic plays his best tennis that he does on clay, this French Open. And then Rafael Nadal comes in and still looks the same as he did against Diego Schwartzman. Who wins that match? Honestly, I get your bias and you love him and you love his ass and all that butt picking and all that stink. I'm talking about Nadal.
Oh, I'm going for Nadal. I'm a fan.
Well, we understand that.
Sorry, don't ask me because I'm going to say Nadal. No.
Okay, so Baldy beats the young one.
Yeah.
All right,
let's go. All right, women's.
I don't think so.
I'm at 18%, so yeah.
All right, let's roll.
Halep, your number 1 seed, and Carolina Pliskova, number 2 seed. I think they got that wrong on the number 2 seed, honestly, for clay.
Well, I mean, Halep just went through her.
Halep, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Halep just went through her, what, 6-2? No, what, it was
6-0.
2-1, and then she retired?
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. I mean, the seeding is by points, and the seeding is by previous results, but... Oh, no. I still don't think Halep will win this tournament either. I think you're going to get someone like Martic, like Vondrushova.
Well, on her side of the draw, you have Vondrushova, Marketa Vondrushova, who hasn't had a great year. Her first round is against Swiatek. That's a tough round.
Swiatek can win the damn whole tournament.
She can go down. Didn't she make it far? Didn't Vondrushova make it last year to the finals? Or I thought she did. Or semifinals. And she's facing Swiatek. Tough match.
Vondrushova will always have a problem with her high-ass ball toss. If you are tossing the ball when you're serve and it's up into Mars in the upper stratosphere and there's like stratocumulus clouds floating around your ball as it comes down and then you hit it, then you got to correct that because the fluidity is suspect. Vondrushova, in my opinion, will not win a major tournament against a more compact and a more electric player until she fixes that damn ball toss.
She lost to Barty.
Has anyone seen her damn ball toss?
She lost to Barty.
Freaking way up there in space.
Vondrushova?
Yeah.
She lost to Barty, they said.
Damn.
And Halep, on her side, she has Anisimova, which she'll be. Yastremska's on her side of the draw. Bouchard could possibly face Yastremska. Sakari's in there. That's going to be tough. Kuznetsova, she's a veteran. Kontaveit, she could be deadly.
What about Svitolina? Will Svitolina do anything here?
But
she's a 3 seed.
But she's not in this side.
And her lovely...
Serena's on Halep's side. Serena
has no shot at winning this tournament.
Serena from
shot.
Halep side.
No shot. Serena will not win the tournament. She may even be out in the first week.
She plays on again. Christian.
Okay. Well, Serena is we are a fan, or I'm a fan, but Serena has as much chance to lose in the first, second, third, fourth round as anyone else on this surface. Am I right?
Maybe.
She won it 3 times. Now she won it 3 times. Am I right? 3. I'm sorry. This is a surface, unless you're not absolutely in tip-top shape, this surface will haunt you.
We talked about that, how they changed their tennis balls. Yep.
Yeah, watch the beginning.
Let's
We
go
talked about
Sabalenka.
that.
You got Sabalenka on the next side.
No shot.
You got let's see, Jabeur.
I think Jennifer Brady has a good shot because she hits a heavy ball.
Muguruza, she would face Muguruza if she won.
I think Jennifer Brady has a better shot at winning this tournament than Muguruza does. Jennifer Brady hits a heavy ball.
Mm-hmm.
I think Jennifer Brady can actually have a finals run here.
But she would face Muguruza. You think she'll beat Muguruza?
I think so.
On clay?
I think right now the fresh Brady of a really lights out U.S. Open run. I really think that Jennifer Brady.
I think you're wrong. We've got let's see here, Kerber, Keys, nope, Martic. Okay, Martic, Pliskova.
I'm pulling for Martic. Martic could be a semifinalist.
You know, honestly, we could have anyone, and you guys are gonna have such a hard time picking on this side of the draw.
Madison Keys. What does she do?
Yeah, I think you guys have a hard. Stevens first round, Diachenko. Diachenko could beat her, by the way. That's gonna be a tough round for her.
If Sloane Stevens played right now on this surface against Pliskova, who would you take?
Sloane Stevens or Pliskova?
Who would you take right now if they faced
Pliskova.
off? I don't know. After a bagel and a retirement against Halep, I don't know.
Thank you, Rahat. Oh, he's not even watching. Yeah, I'm doing a live show right now. He sent me the draw.
All right, so everything good?
Yep, everything good.
All right, so by the way, before we started this show, we indicated that we would print the draws, and then we would go through all the draws all the way to the tee, and we would announce our finalists for the men's and women's and the winners for men's and women's, and then we would announce our fantasy teams, because we love to compete with all you guys on the tennis racket giveaway and the fantasy team competition, even though we don't win it, no matter what. So like 10 minutes before we started this, William Chia in Singapore actually sent us the link to print these out. We didn't have enough time to go through them. We will see you tomorrow, and we will go through these. Once we get off here, we got to go get the kids and make sure they're fed. They're at the church, and make sure they're all set. But tonight, we're going to sit in our little room that we're so blessed to stay in for the next couple of months. We'll see how that goes. And we will
Not next couple of months.
Or however long. We will do our draws, and on tomorrow's show, we will discuss, Carla and I, because we don't win it anyway, we will discuss our 16 person team, 8 women, 8 men, and we will discuss our predictions for the finalists and winners.
All right.
Anyway, much love to everyone. Thanks so much for the support, and we are out.
Bye-bye.
Subscribe, like, it's important, and I guess so.
All right, bye guys.
Adios.